Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, we are from group 4. So here we are going to discuss about recent developments, areas of research in literature and language. So before we move in the main topic, I wanna introduce the group member. There are Rizal Alam Samal, Novel Fajrin, or me as a moderator here, and then Safrani Nur Hawesya, Salva Kila, Nur Anissa Hafid, and Adelia Nur Mutmainah Syam. So, comparative literature is a recent development in the field of research in literature. Interdisciplinary research and study of diasporic literature are also very recent developments. In the same way, reception and influence studies and readers' response theories are also recent developments. Since there are significant components of research in literature, they require some mention here, however brief. So let's move in main topic our discussion. So uh, first, first speaker's time is yours.
Okay, thank you. In this section, I'm going to explain about comparative literature. So, comparative literature is transnational, transmedial, and transcultural. It's a discipline built on pursuing connections between different aesthetic forms, cultural traditions, and ideas. Tracing those connections wherever they lead is what we mean by comparison. Whether we are following them across national and linguistic borders, studying filmic adaptations of literary texts, or inquiring into the places where disciplines intersect. The term comparative literature has been widely discussed, criticized, and explained. Comparative literature as an intellectual discipline arose in the 19th century as a counterpart of the equally new fields like comparative anatomy, comparative law, and comparative philology. Comparative literature acquired its name from the series of French anthologies for the teaching of literature published in 1896. The literature in comparative literature refers both to the literature as it traditionally conceived as fiction, drama, poetry, and literary nonfiction, and also to visual culture and cultural productions more broadly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Rizal Alam Samal as first speakers. So let's move in second speakers about interdisciplinary research. Okay, for the second speakers, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time. My name is Nuran Hafid. Will present about interdisciplinary research. The definition of a discipline is an discussion of the priorities of interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and transdisciplinary research have occupied much scholarly debate. Although there is not always agreement on this definition, it is clear that areas of research are dynamic, continually emerging, melding, and transforming. What is considered interdisciplinary today might be considered disciplinary tomorrow. Interdisciplinary research is a mode of research by teams or individuals that integrates information, data, techniques, tools, perspective, concepts, and or theories from two or more disciplines or bodies of specialized knowledge to advance fundamental understanding or to solve problems whose solutions are beyond the scope of a single discipline or area of research practice. Some of the examples of interdisciplinary research are as follows. First, political encounter in fosters a passage to India. Second, the Victorian idea of a gentleman in the novels of Charles Dickens. Third, economical and social life of Muslim women as reflected in the Hindi novels after. Fourth, independence, and the last, the social reformation and the place of Ibsen and Arcaria Patrick. Thank you.
Okay, enough for the second speakers.
Yes.
Okay, okay, let's move to third speakers about diasporic literature. Time is yours.
Okay, I'm Zalfa Kila, and I would like to explain about diasporic literature. Diasporic literature is the literature produced by globally dispersed minority communities that have common ancestral homelands. Jews were scattered all over the world. They speak different language and have different vocation and profession. Diaspora literature itself is a term that has been variously used in the discussion of work about people living outside their ancestral homelands while preserving a connection of some sort, mental or physical, with the ancestral homelands. Diaspora, from the Greek word for scattering, refers to the dispersion of a people from their homeland. A simple definition of diaspora would be work that are written by authors who live outside their native land. Diaspora is a process by which people of a particular country become scattered and settle in other countries. Okay, I think that's all.
Okay, thank you for the third speaker. So we have talked about comparative literature, interdisciplinary research, and diasporic literature. So let's move to about reader response theories. So for the next speakers, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time. I would like to explain about reader response theories. Reader response theory recognize the reader as an active agent who imparts real existence to the work and completes its meaning through interpretation. Reader response theory is an analysis of response of a reader to the text. Here, the reader is an active agent who imparts real existence to the text and completes its meaning through interpretation. The meaning of a text is a production or creation of individual reader, and hence there is no single definite meaning of the text common to all. Reader response theories to believe there are. The first is that the role of reader cannot be omitted from our understanding of literature. And the second is that readers do not passively consume the meaning present them by an objective literary text. Rather, they actively make the meaning they find in literature. Okay, I think this all.
Okay, thank you. So let's move in the last topic in our group is about reception and influence theories. So what is reception and influence theories? It will be presented by the last speaker. So for the last speakers, time is yours.
Okay. Reception and influence theories. An important concept of reception theory is that the media text, the individual movie or television program, has no inherent meaning in and of itself. Reception theory argues that contextual factors more than textual ones influence the way the spectator views the film or television program. research is required to comprehend how one literature on an author or an age in one literature influence other languages in other nation. The reception of reception theory in the English-speaking world until now, a restricted matter, may thus lie in the future, for if it can enter into a productive relationship with other modes of contemporary thought, reception theory could again provide, as it has provided for a generation of German critics, a welcome provocation to literary scholarship. This statement is speculative and indicates the possibilities of new interpretation that involve extensive research. I think that's enough for the last material.
Okay, thank you for the last speakers. So we have talked about 5 main topic in our material about recent developments, areas of research in literature and language. So I think that's all from our group. So the last word is Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Anjay.
Selesai.